Good morning, it's 8 o'clock, I'm Carl Greenwood. Welcome to the Bay on 96.9 and 103.2 FM. We're 1 year old today. Thank you for making the switch.
Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes, watching the ships roll in. Then I'll watch them roll away again. Yeah, I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Ooh, I'm just sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. I left my home in Georgia.
Hi, good morning. Welcome.
We're shortly expecting two special guests here in the studio to cut our first birthday cake. They're Joyce Taylor, the Mayor of Lancaster, and Bob Smithers from Granada Television. A year ago today, the Bay was launched by Commander Jim Boyd of the Trident submarine HMS Vanguard at Barrow. And now, 1 year on, we're going live by ship-to-shore phone to HMS Vanguard, which is at sea on operational duties and has surfaced specially to put in a call to the Bay. Commander Boyd, good morning to you and your crew from everyone here at the Bay and all our listeners.
Good morning to the Bay and all the listeners. This is Commander Jim Boyd from the control room in HMS Vanguard at sea. Happy birthday to the Bay and all the listeners. I remember well the first day, and I hope you have a successful year in the year to come.
My name's Paul Miller. I'm the manager of Marks & Spencer in Lancaster and Kendal, and I'm here today because I'm very pleased to come and help celebrate your first birthday. I just look forward to doing more business with you. It's important that it's well focused. It's important that the price is right. But I'm sure that we can see you again.
My parents live in the area, so the Bay actually is quite a special radio station to me. I saw it in its development stages. I know Lancaster. I knew what it was like without a radio station, and I know what it's like now it's got its own radio station, and I can spot the difference.
I think recently with the Bay's successful results, people are recognising that local community radio does work, especially in an area like this, and it can be successful.
At the moment we're doing an advert on the Bay Radio to introduce people to Granby and tell them what we're about, so we're good to celebrate with you this morning.
Well, basically we started to advertise with the Bay very shortly after its inauguration in March of last year, and after a very, very successful start we've progressed and done better and better almost every month. I think we were on the air probably 6 months last year, and every month was extremely successful for the company, so I've come to celebrate with them today.
I'm Jim Mason, Chairman of Lancashire Enterprises, and I'm here because I'm a customer. I actually advertise on this station. The advertising has been super. It's done a great deal for White Cross, the site with which we are promoting on this station.
Well, Lancashire County Council is the major provider of local government services in this area. Because our county is large, it's often difficult to provide very local news in very localised areas. Through Bay Radio, we've been able to give details of what we're doing here in North Lancashire directly to the people. Bay Radio has made an additional contribution to existing broadcasting facilities, and it's been a special voice giving special news to this very localised area.
We've been with you for 1 year. We've just renewed the contract for the second year, which shows how satisfied we are, I guess.
I think the Bay has terrific style. I love dealing with all of the people here, who are all very different, but they're very professional. They're good fun, and they produce quality work.
Well, I'm Bob Smithers from Television, the Lancaster news space which I run, and this is the side of Bob Smithers that you don't normally see. But I'm here to celebrate with Bay Radio. I'm going to cut the cake as well. Isn't that marvellous? But in the meantime, a little fresh air, good cigarette. Breakfast was fabulous.
The reason I'm here today is that my head offices are based in Lancashire, and we've used Bay Radio to advertise pontins to the listeners of this area.
The event is fabulous. I mean, they've really organised it well. The young people from the Catering College have done a fantastic job. Kedgeree, I haven't had it since I was in India, dear heart. Wonderful stuff.
I think it's I think it's a great turnout, and it's a credit to everybody who works here that they can get everybody along such early hours of the morning.
My personal relationship with all the people in the Bay is very, very good indeed. Excellent team of people.
The Bay, 96.9 FM and around South Lakeland and Kendal on 103.2 FM. It's Tuesday, March the 1st, 1994. The Bay is 1 year old today. And having a birthday wouldn't be a birthday without having a Bay birthday cake. And here to cut the cake is Joyce Taylor, the Mayor of Lancaster. Joyce, it's over to you. The cake is shaped in a shape of a radio, and Joyce Taylor is now cutting the cake down the middle, right through the 96.9 FM frequency.
This landmark day in the history of the Royal Navy.
Well, it gives me great pleasure to cut the cake today on the Bay's first birthday, and a really splendid birthday it is. The place is packed in here, lots of people enjoying themselves, real party spirit, but I think it just reflects the community spirit of the Bay Radio, which has brought a lot of happiness to a lot of people. It's very popular. I love it to listen to it in the morning. I'm sure a lot of other people do. And at last we've got a radio that provides the type of music that I like, and I know a lot of other people like. Not just banging away all the time, but really nice music. Very popular amongst a lot of groups of people. So thank you very much, the Bay. A happy birthday to you, and may you have many more years here in Lancaster.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I wish you a very, very good morning and a very warm welcome to the Bay on our first birthday. Last year at this time we launched the station, and the gentleman who came up here to make our welcoming speech was our chairman, Hugh Henry, and I'm delighted to say he's here again with us this morning.
It really doesn't seem like a year since I was standing here in some trepidation at our launch. A great deal's happened since then. We have, I believe, become part of the fabric of the region, and I think that we've brought some enjoyment, interest, fun into people's lives in Lancaster, around Morecambe Bay, Kendal and South Lakeland, Ulverston and Barrow, and I dare say some places even further afield than those I've mentioned.
I think the hallmark of any radio station is that it fulfills a number of different requirements. First of all, it's got to entertain, because that's the way you get an audience, isn't it? And above all, the Bay, thanks to the sort of playlist and thanks to the style of broadcasting, has demonstrated its attractiveness to the punters of North Lancashire, of South Cumbria. And as I read it, as I understand it, and I do follow the broadcasting press, its success is just about second to none in the country. The Bay reaches not only a teenage, but also an adult market. In fact, it meets the whole sweep of the listenership. And in terms of reflecting the community, you've obviously been very, very successful indeed in bringing in support and advertising. I think that boils down to one thing, actually, it's trust.
It's really refreshing to see a local radio station which has got under the skin of its community so quickly and so effectively as this one has.
Obviously the Bay covers a substantial part of our trading area, and there are a number of things that we're hoping that we can actually do with Bay Radio.
Just recently I've only taken over Cumbria, the Cumbria part of the world, and I always like to listen to the local radio stations. And Bay, the type of music that it plays is good. A lot of my customers actually listen to the radio station when they're loading the wagons up. And so it's just purely by talking to my customers that they said, oh, why not try something with Bay Radio? And as I say, we only started last week, and the feedback that we've had has been great, fabulous.
I think it's exceptionally good first year's results in terms of reach of the audience around sort of Lancaster and the South Lakes, and the campaign that we've run has been very successful.
The people here are probably the most professional I've ever dealt with in terms of radio advertising. We've had long-term dealings with City Radio, with the Manchester radio station, and also with Red Rose at Preston. And these people are certainly, as far as I'm concerned, the best I've ever dealt with. They're excellent.
Well, it's been a huge success. It's brought our company to the awareness of the general public. And we've done a lot of press advertising in the past, but it's not had the same impact as radio advertising. Certainly done. We recently had a hi-fi show in Grange, and it's surprising where they came from. They came from all over the Bay Area, and it was all down to advertising on the radio. And we had a hugely successful day.
It's a bit like breakfast. It's really yummy. I've been on the radio now initially for 6 months. It proved very successful, and I've just now gone on for another 6 months. It's got me into a lot wider audience, which I normally wouldn't have got by just advertising in a local paper. It's not just a business relationship that we've got here. We've got a friendship, and now we know a lot of the staff. They ring us, we ring them, about all sorts, not just work.
I'm Ray Fox from Vickers Self-Drive in Morecambe. We've been associated with the Bay from day one, 12 months ago. We advertised with you on day one and continue to do so, and we're very happy to be associated with the success story of the Bay, which has in turn helped Vickers Self-Drive to become more successful in the area.
The Bay have been very helpful in so much that they take some of my students on placement, and also they're going to be part of some media studies that we're setting up in the future with the college, and they're going to help me with that. And also they've been very supportive.
It's a great success story for Lancaster and the area, a much needed one, I think.
I was here on the birth of the Bay, which was a very similar do, when nobody knew what was going to happen. 12 months on, it's even stronger than ever. I think everybody must be very happy down here.
Well, my name's Jim Black, and I've come up here today to celebrate Bay Radio's birthday because I've got quite a lot of connections with Morecambe and with Lancaster, with the shows that are put on by Peter Hosker, the stage fright shows.
I used to be a listener of Radio Lancashire. But of course, those days have gone.
Well, as a listener to Bay Radio, an appreciative listener because of the work they do, if you look through any of the lists of the commercial local stations, Bay always stands out, and having been to this area quite a lot and listened to it, it stands out on the air as well.
Well, a great first year. We're very pleased with the way it's gone, both in terms of audience response, the amount of people listening to it, and in commercial terms as well. We never thought we would grab as many people commercially as quickly as we did. We always knew we would do well. Despite the fact that when we set up in this area, many major local people, personalities and industry people said, bad idea, the area, you never make money in that area. But we liked the area, we knew the area fairly well. We're all people who've worked in radio in this area before. And now those same people are the ones that are saying that, oh, I knew you'd do well, there's no competition here. So.
That I must stress and thank Gillian Allett and Kenny James for, that they've actually been very, very supportive.
Try to get out as much as we can on road shows, which I think is why the people in the Bay Area has taken us to their hearts, into their hearts, because we actually get out and we do so many promotions and so many road shows. We actually get out and meet our listeners, which I think has helped enormously.
I think one of the most successful things that we've actually done was our April the 1st April Fool's joke that we did when we said that the HMS Vanguard was going to sail up the River Loon. Of course, when you look at the Vanguard and the size of it, it's impossible for such a vessel to actually sail up the Loon. But having said that, 300 people thought we could do it, and 300 people turned out.
Well, it's been a very interesting and a very successful year. We couldn't have believed a year ago that we would have got the size of audience and the revenues that we've achieved. I think the principal reasons for that, the people of this area, really good, honest, warm-hearted, loyal people, and we've forged very quickly a terrific bond with them from the very first day on air, and they've stayed with us, and our audience figures are some of the best in the country, up against stations which have been going for many years, and that's partly because of the quality of our broadcasting and our output, but it's also because of our listeners in this area. And talking about the output, the staff we have here are absolutely terrific.
They, I believe, have shown more than a hint of genius in the way the station was set up.
I think one influence we've had is to bring the local community closer together. The people of Barrow, Ulverston actually have historically a strong relationship with Morecambe and Lancaster, and sharing the radio station, sharing the output, has brought them closer than they may have been in recent years. A lot of people have commented on that to us. It's been a joy to work at the Bay because everyone is the friend of every colleague. They're a terrific team, and what they've achieved is to their credit.